All right, this is episode 14 of the Bullheaded podcast. This is your host / production, Sean. I'm actually subbing in for Chaz again. I wanted to make sure that we get a episode out. I know last week we didn't really get any things out, or episodes out, but we're gonna make sure we get the episodes to you guys weekly. So I'm here with Bush and Zhu. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man.
Oh, it was a sad week in football, man. It was a sad week in
football.
A
lot of injuries.
It was a sad game for the Celtics last night. I'm very disappointed. It was just a sad sports week, man.
Yeah. I'm having a great week, man.
Fantasy team must be looking right, I guess, huh?
Looking right, and the Heat are looking right as well, man.
Yes, dark horse. Well, speaking of the Heat, last night, if you guys were watching, Tyler Hero went off. I think he went for 37 in the game against the Celtics, and kind of put a stranglehold on that series against the Celtics. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on, do you think the Celtics have a chance to come back, or do you think the Miami Heat are just going to the finals? And Bush, I want to start with you.
You know, I can't put it past the Heat, man. They're up 3-1 right now. I don't think they're going to blow a 3-1 lead. They ain't the Clippers. These guys move the ball super well. They have 4 guys that are putting up almost 20 a game in this series. It's ridiculous. The only thing that concerns me a bit is Adebayo. You know, he hurt his wrist in game 4, but per reports, he said he's doing fine. This team just moves the ball so well. They're not selfish. Tyler Hero was looking like a pure veteran at 20 years old. I couldn't believe watching the game last night. And it's not like he was even settling. He was driving the ball. His floater is beautiful. The way he uses the glass. It was just a pretty game to watch for him. Super efficient. You know, obviously Goran Dragic is hitting some ridiculous shots. He loves that little stop in the paint, spin left around, floater jump shot. He's doing that all night. But the biggest thing I think that they have is playing zone defense on the Celtics. The Celtics had no clue, 0 clue how to work it. They were just passing around the perimeter and taking horrible three-pointers the entire time. You know, Jason Tatum going 0 for 6 in the first half. I think that was the difference in the game. The Celtics got off to a slow start. Luckily, Kemba kind of kept them in the game with Jaylen Brown a bit. But Kemba, man, he's making $35 million a year. That man needs to do something. I mean, he's 5'11", generously, a generous 5'11", and he is just a matchup nightmare for whoever the Heat want to put on him, man. They can just post him up, get him down low. Bam's destroying Tice on the boards. This series is over. I think the Heat are going to close it in 5, man.
In 5?
In 5.
I'm still riding with the Celtics, baby. I'm still riding. We got a Chipotle bet. I'm still riding. The power of the bubble, baby. 3-1. I can easily see it come back. Do you know why? Because the Miami Heat and the Celtics, I'm watching these guys play. They're so even, man. 3-1 doesn't really represent the quality of these two teams playing. Like right now, you see their points per game average? 110 for both teams. Exactly the same, man. Exactly the same, man. They're shooting like the same in the paint, same assist, field goal percentage, pretty much the same. So pretty much these teams right now, they're playing just pretty even basketball right now. And you see the Heat, they're pulling off like these close wins, man. 3-point win. Like these are like 1 to 2 possession win games. The Celtics got only 1 win over double digits. So right now, I'm watching the teams right now. I'm isolating. Like Kemba Walker, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Kemba, man.
No.
My Lord, in the playoffs, he just so average, man. Like Goran Dragic looks better than Kemba Walker.
At 34, man.
Yeah. Dude, Marcus Smart had an off game. Like, it's bound to happen. Regression to the mean. This guy ain't that great of a shooter. And Jason Tatum, like, that is the weirdest game of basketball ever. How do you get 0 points and drop 28, man? That's actually incredible. 28 in 1 half of basketball against the Miami Heat, a great defensive basketball team. But, man, this Tyler Hero kid, 37 points. You know what he did? He outscored my boy Derrick Rose his rookie year, man. He dropped 36. He dropped 37, man. And this is in the conference finals, man.
Yeah, this ain't the first round.
Final. And that pull-up 3, that deep 3, I was like, oh, my Lord.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Tyler Hero. I underestimate this guy, especially rookie year. I imagine a 20-year-old doing this well, especially right now, because he had some pretty mediocre games. But dropping 37 in like game 4s, these games matter, man. This is taking a commanding lead in a series. Like 2-2 is a completely different ball game. The Celtics got to climb. But I believe in the Boston Celtics, man.
Who's going to make the difference for them?
Yeah, I believe regression's going to happen. Jason Tatum's going to play a full game of basketball. He's going to play a full game of basketball. Kemba Walker, I lost faith in Kemba Walker. I'm sorry. That dude is too small. They're bottling up. I lost faith in Kemba Walker. Oh, man. Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward's actually been playing pretty well.
I told you he was going to be the X factor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. They need Gordon Hayward right now because, I don't know, like, the inconsistency right now with the starting lineup with the Boston Celtics, man. Like, Marcus Smart have a bad game. So Gordon Hayward got to be playing starter quality minutes, man. Starter quality right now.
Because they either have to start Marcus Smart or they have to start Gordon Hayward, and one of the two has to come off the bench and come off super strong when they come off that bench. Because besides one of those two guys, when G-Hay was hurt for pretty much the entire bubble, they had Wanamaker as their best player coming off the bench. And he had a decent game 3, if I remember. He played pretty well, and he's a good defender. But dude, this guy can't carry a team off the bench. You need someone to just come in and give you the energy. I don't know how the Heat are finding so much energy in the game with no crowd. They're just hyping each other up extremely. Jimmy Butler just keeps saying to me, he's like, dude, this team is full of dogs, man. These guys want to win. Even Tyler Hero in his, I think in his post-game interview last night, he was like, I'm just doing this for Jimmy Butler, man. I'm trying to get this guy to the finals. The fact that he says that after dropping 37 as a 20-year-old rookie, it shows the chemistry that this team has. Pat Riley put all of his chips on the table saying, hey, I'm going all in this year, with Dragic signing or trading for Iguodala and Jay Crowder. He's going all in, and I will say if the Heat make the finals, the Lakers will not have an easy pass when it comes to the Miami Heat. I think they match up way better against the Lakers than the Celtics do. I think they have a better shot. I think Tatum, like you said, Zoo, he's going to need to carry. Jaylen Brown really hasn't. I mean, he's played well, but he's not demanding the ball, especially when Tatum was so cold last night. You'd think he would want to just take over the game, not leave the ball to Kemba. And they just weren't doing that, man. They didn't know what to do against that zone. So to your point, Zoo, of it being almost dead even statistically across the board, I think it's going to come down to who's making these little adjustments game to game to try and make it harder on the other team. And right now, Eric Spoelstra is winning that game against Brad Stevens. I got to give Spoelstra a lot of credit when it comes to his substitutions, deciding to leave certain players in and out. I mean, I think the Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, and one other player, I forget who it was last night, but they combined for 9 points. The rest of the points that the Heat scored was between Goran, Bam, Tyler Hero, and Jimmy Butler. So they accounted for almost 90%, 92% of their points last night. And they have too many options, but none of them are selfish at the same time. It's who's got the hot hand.
Yeah, it's incredible because if you look at their bench, it's just Tyler Hero, man. It's just Tyler. Like Iguodala, actually, right now, Iguodala has been irrelevant. Like that dude has been doing nothing in this playoffs right now. So like Tyler Hero as the 6th man right now, incredible play, incredible
future star.
Like, in the East, he could be an all-star. I can see him in the East, especially in the East, because if he's in the West, hell no, man. The West is too good.
Have you seen many scrub players put up 37 in a huge playoff game? You just said Derrick Rose, man. He turned into an absolute stud. I'm not comparing the two because they have very different playing styles. But when it comes coming up big for your team, Tyler Hero showed that he is willing to take the big shots, and he's got confidence more than I've seen any other rookie. I almost forgot about Ja and Zion this year, just having watched Tyler Hero last night, man. He needed to have gotten more Rookie of the Year votes, but obviously he's kind of turned it on in the playoffs more so than back in the regular season.
The funny thing with the Heat right now is Kendrick Nunn, the guy that made all NBA rookie team, he's not playing.
They never play him.
He has not played in the last game, and he's been pretty much irrelevant in the playoffs so far.
Yeah. Duncan Robinson is really the only other player that they play off the bench.
I don't know. He's been sucking, man. He had an 0 for, man. He had a donut. He went 0 for 4. Like I said, man, he ain't built. He ain't built for the playoffs.
Dude, but then he goes out and hits 5 threes. Like the man had arguably one of the quickest release 3-point shots in the corner that I've ever seen any NBA player take.
But the guy's only job is to hit threes. If he doesn't hit threes, he's not going to play basketball.
That's fine.
He's not going to play a single minute. They don't need him. Yes, they do.
Clearly not.
He's starting right now.
No, I'm saying, but he scored 3 points last night. 3 points.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't
pretty
need him.
Yeah, the Celtics.
The
Man.
other four,
Get your stuff together, Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Learn how to pass against a zone defense. They're playing hot potato out there for some reason. I don't know what's going on, man.
Not even that, dude. Adebayo is just destroying Daniel Tice down low. He is winning.
What did you expect? Daniel Tice, man. That dude's like the oldest rookie, one of the oldest guys ever.
Hey, you were the one that picked the Celtics.
NBA when he was like 26, man.
You were the one that picked the Celtics, Zoo.
Oh, I know. And I'm
challenging you.
I didn't pick him because of Daniel Tice. I picked him because of Tatum and Brown.
I'm saying I picked the Heat because I thought that Bam would destroy Tice down low. And you could see how many. There was one possession where I think they got 3 offensive boards in one possession. They kicked it out for 3 multiple times, and finally they hit one. Speaking of the Heat. And, dude, they're making plays when they have to. They're hustling more. You know, Tatum, obviously, the Celtics are relying on Tatum a little bit too much, in my opinion. You know, I think they need to feed the ball to Jaylen Brown, get him driving or in the post. They just need to get Kemba some open looks, and it's just not working because of the Heat's size. They have anyone that can match up with Kemba. It's been fun to watch. Bam can run the floor. I don't know if you know many Defensive Player of the Year candidates that can do that, dribble up the ball. He won the skills challenge. This team is going to be their future is super bright. Yeah. Them and the Nuggets, man. That's what I'm hoping for the NBA Finals.
Stop it, man. Nobody wants the Nuggets in the finals.
That'd be the most entertaining pick'em finals ever.
No, the finals need LeBron.
No,
they need LeBron.
Yeah, for money purposes, but I'd rather see the Nuggets and Heat.
No.
Jamal Murray?
I love Jamal Murray. He's a baller.
Jokic versus Bam?
They're great, man. They're great. Jamal Murray's become a superstar this year, man. I'm
glad you can admit it.
But, you know, we want to see LeBron James, man.
Oh, my God.
LeBron James against the Miami Heat.
Let me ask this question right here. And the only reason why I bring this up is because when I was doing the socials today, I was going through the hashtags, and I was on Tyler Hero's name. And I saw I feel like it's blasphemy, but I saw a lot of comparison because, you know, a guy goes for 37 and all of a sudden you start seeing he's compared to other players in the league. And I saw a lot of people. I actually saw one poll where it was him and Devin Booker, and 80% of the poll picked Tyler Hero as the guy they would want to start.
Oh, really?
So I'm asking this. Who would you pick right now? I know it's heat in the moment, but who would you pick right now as a person you want to go on with? Because there was a lot of people saying Tyler Hero is the choice because of his ability to play make and go off the dribble, unlike Devin.
Booker can play make.
No,
that's what I saw.
Much.
Yeah,
it was like
I agree with you guys. I'm just saying what I saw. Yeah,
I could see him developing into a Devin Booker type of level of player.
I agree.
Both guys went to Kentucky, both like combo guards, could dribble, shoot, and pass. So he has like all the skills. And if he gets a little stronger, get a little better at defense, he could be on his path to if the Miami Heat developed this guy to a Devin Booker type player, man. And they got free agent money the next couple of years, in 2 years. Miami Heat are loading up, man. They're loading up.
I think, like I said, I think them and the Nuggets are the two most exciting teams to watch in the next couple of years, you know, respectively out of the East and West. But no, I see it like right now, obviously I'd take Devin Booker. I know we've had a couple podcasts where we've discussed his gameplay and it's pretty nasty, but he's been kind of unlucky when it comes to talent. I mean, you know, Eric Spoelstra's arguably, he's proven to me that he's one of the better coaches in the NBA. If people didn't believe it when he had LeBron and all that, but you know, I think that he may have a little bit more of a better decision-making ability than Devin Booker. I think he drives a little bit better. I think he can finish at the rim better, but he's so young. I mean, we just don't know. But then again, dude, he's carrying a team in a huge Eastern Conference Finals game, and Devin Booker's sitting at home right now watching, right? So it's kind of tough. I mean, to the point, would Devin Booker show up like that if he was on this team? Probably.
Yep.
But you know, Tyler Hero's in this moment, and I think to your point, Sean, that's why it's like, you know, it's recency bias. Everyone's seeing him do that last night, but hey, I think that's a good comparison on play style. He's very much like Devin Booker. I'd say he's a little bit quicker, but like you said, Zoo, both coming out of Kentucky. Bam said he was the one that told Pat Riley to draft him. Did you see that? He was like, I put the bug in his ear. I was like, you got to draft this kid. And he did.
Dude, those Kentucky players, man, they good, man. They're always good, man. You look at right now the NBA. Anthony Davis, Kentucky. You got you got Jamal Murray, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And then you got Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Kentucky. It's all Kentucky players right now, man.
4 crucial players in the conference finals, man.
Crazy, man.
That's crazy. Well, speaking of the Western Conference and Jamal Murray, he was brought up a couple times in the last debate. Series is 2-1. It's actually going to start on the East Coast over here at 9 o'clock. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on how you think the series is going to go. Now, we've seen the Nuggets been left for dead many, many times.
Oh, yeah.
And they have came back and made a lot of comebacks and actually put out the Clippers. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on who you think is going to win that series. And Zoo, I'm going to start with you.
I'm riding with the Lakers, man. The Lakers ain't the Clippers, man. They ain't the Clippers, man. I didn't see the Clippers choking a 3-1 lead. That was by far the most shocking game I've ever watched in my entire life. To give up a 3-1 lead when you got Kawhi Leonard, Finals MVP of the previous year, Paul George. Yeah, I don't like Paul George anymore, man. I lost all respect for that guy after he hit the backboard on
downhill.
Oh man, playoff P, way off P, man. Come on, Paul George. Are you kidding me? So embarrassing, man. So embarrassing. But the Nuggets, I'm giving Nuggets the credit though. They beat a really good Clippers team. You can say they got 2 All-Star. Paul George, he's All-Star caliber, but they beat a team with 2 All-Stars with a superstar and Kawhi Leonard, and with their 2 studs, man. Rising
2 6 men too.
Man. What?
2 great 6 men.
Yeah, 2 great 6 men too, man. I don't know anymore. Lou Will, I'm retracting that 6 Man of the Year award. Montrezl Harrell, I'm retracting that 6 Man of the Year award too. Those guys did not show up in the bubble, man. Lou Will with this wings, they want to go to the ATL and strippers or something. Stop it, Lou Will. It's so embarrassing, man. Him showing up in the bubble and he does. That man missed so many layups, man. That's embarrassing. He missed layups. Montrezl,
they could not hit the side of the board. Or the side of a barn. I swear to God, they couldn't hit anything.
He missed layups, like his little floaters, man. 3-point shots. He missed everything. And Montrezl Harrell, Nikola Jokic, son that boy, man. That was his baby, man. Yeah. That was his baby, Montrezl Harrell, man. Are you kidding me? So right now, Nikola Jokic, I got all the respect for Nikola. I think he's a top 10 basketball player. Nikola Jokic is a top 10 basketball player. He's in the top 10.
Probably
his
9
passing
or 10.
ability, I love his passing ability. And his post moves, beautiful, man. That little hook shot over Anthony Davis. This dude is a top 10 player, man. He's balling on Anthony Davis. But you're talking about LeBron James, man. This is my rule about LeBron James. If you give him a top 10 player in the NBA, he's going to win a ring. He's going to win a ring. No doubts about it. No doubts about it, man. No doubts about it. LeBron James is going to win a ring, especially this year when the Clippers, who I thought was the biggest threat to them because they built their team to beat the Lakers.
I agree.
The Nuggets, I think, are not built as well as far as matchups are concerned, especially because the Lakers are so big. Man, Lakers going to win. Lakers in 6, man. Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6?
Lakers in 6.
All right.
LeBron James ain't losing to the Nuggets. I'm sorry.
He lost 2 nights ago, man. I mean, we'll see. This game's about to start in what, 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. And when I checked, I didn't watch the first half of game 3, but when I checked the score, I was like, the Nuggets are up 20 right now. And, the Lakers are obviously, like you said, with LeBron and AD, they're going to, stay in the game. This series should be 2-1 Nuggets.
I agree.
So you were talking, that was nasty, but I would let him shoot that out of 10 times. He'd probably only make it about 3 to 4. Now, obviously he made the shot. It's over. They're up 2-1, right? But you were just talking about with the Heat and Celtics, how close those games were. Mm-hmm. And you want to say the difference maker, the Celtics come back 3-1 because of that? Yeah. I think the Nuggets could do it because of that. The Nuggets, dude, they get hot. They're similar to the Heat in the sense that they can move the ball really well. They have 2 guys that they can literally run their offense through in Jamal Murray and Jokic. But dude, Jeremy Grant really stepped up for that team in game 3. Yeah. If he can consistently do that along with Michael Porter Jr., if they can both have a good role-playing game at the same time, put up, 15, 17 points a game, they don't even have to drop, 20 something like Grant did last game, but they're going to give the Lakers a lot of trouble, because the thing about game 3 was the only person that really had energy on the Lakers was Rondo. Rondo was the only person running up and down the floor trying, and defense, he couldn't even
His defense is incredible.
his defense is incredible. He was finishing at the rim. He had a couple great and ones there. LeBron had a good, first half or whatever. AD kind of steps up. So they do have a lot of, like you said, star-studded options. But I think that as long as the Nuggets can take away the lob game out of the Lakers, they're going to keep this a very close series. I think, my initial pick was Lakers in 7. I think the Lakers are going to win in 7 games. But I think that the Nuggets could also win in 7 games. So it's at this point right now, when we know it's 2-1, I think it's somewhat of a pick 'em just based on how the Nuggets transformed earlier than, going down 3-0 and having to win 4 games straight. They were able to steal game 3, play pretty well, and come back out. They know how to play the Lakers. I think that was the biggest thing, is they just needed to beat them once earlier rather than later. They got it done. And now they know what they need to keep doing. Obviously, the Lakers will adjust. I feel like I haven't even thought about Frank Vogel all year. I feel like LeBron's just coaching that team Bill Russell style. But
oh no, I give him Frank Vogel for the defense, man. The defensive coaching has been great.
That's what I was just going to say. Is his defense, his defensive schemes have been awesome. I think Jokic is just going to have to pop off. He's going to have to score at least 25. Him and Murray are going to have to combine for at least 50 a game. And
I think they need to combine for 60, man.
Really?
Yeah, because you think Grant is going to drop 20 plus again? No, I think he's not a good offensive player. He's just not a good offensive player.
Sure. But if him and MPJ could combine for like 30 to 35, I think that's all that matters. Because MPJ didn't, right? I don't think he had a great game in game 3, but Jeremy Grant did, right? So it kind of evens out there. But if they can both give you 17 a game, 18 a game, that's
asking
awesome.
A lot, man.
That's asking a lot.
Especially
but I'm saying,
because if you watch Grant play, man, offensively, he's irrelevant. He's just a bad offensive player.
He was driving. LeBron was letting him get by. I don't know if the Lakers were just off in game 3. They looked kind of slow and out of it. Maybe they just, hey, we're up 2-0 and we're just going to make this a series. But, LeBron likes to do that, to be honest.
Oh, yes, he does.
He likes to make it interesting. But I don't know. I think for right now, my pick is going to be Lakers in 7. But I'm not counting out the Nuggets as quickly as Zoo is. So I think
do you know why? Well, LeBron's up 2-0. Never lost. Hey, LeBron does not blow leads, man. He's
first time for everything.
Lost, man. LeBron James, if they go game 7, so it's a game 7. LeBron James in game 7 is legendary, man.
So is Jamal Murray.
Okay, I give you that. He's pretty legendary this year.
It's right now. I don't care about how LeBron plays in the past. I care about how he's playing right now.
He got a 30-point triple-double, and that was a bad game.
Yeah, that was he played not well. He shot decently, but he was just out of it. I don't know. Just watching.
He wasn't good.
Watching the game, obviously, statistically, he put up great numbers, but I agree with you, Zoo. He needed to play a lot better, and I don't know. This is a kind of a pick'em series for me at this point, but I will give the edge to the Lakers.
No, I'm just praying they make it a series.
I hope it goes 7.
I don't want to be a 5-game series, man. Because you know why? Because if LeBron James plays against the Miami Heat, winning 5.
Oh my God! I'm sure you said that about. I'm sure everyone said that about the Bucks and the Celtics too.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying it right now. Yeah.
And now the Heat are going to win in 5 against the Celtics. So
win in 5?
Yeah, I told you they're going to win next game. Yeah, it's over.
All right,
okay, man. You want to put another burrito on that next game?
I'm already winning.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into this last topic. It was a critical weekend for the NFL and for week 2. The injuries were just devastating for a lot of teams. Saquon went down. That's probably the biggest one. Nick Bosa went down. A couple receivers, a couple running backs. I know it probably killed a lot of fantasy teams. A lot of people were probably upset about the players that got hurt for the fantasy teams. But what I'm going to ask you guys is, which player do you think is going to have the biggest impact on their team getting hurt? So which player do you think is going to have the biggest impact on their actual team going forward? And P-Bush, I'm going to start with you.
I wanted to go with Saquon just because, obviously he's an absolute stud. He's out for the entire year. McCaffrey will be coming back. I don't know, Zoo, did they place him on IR or is he's guaranteed out 3 games, I believe.
McCaffrey's on IR.
Yeah. So he's on IR, so he'll miss probably, 4 to 5 weeks if I were to assume that. But Saquon, for me, I didn't see the Giants doing that well this year. So by missing out on him, it honestly might help their team when it comes to draft class, stock, bettering their team. It gives them a little bit more time with their fans for not blowing up on them going 5-11 again. They have a little bit of an excuse as a front office that Saquon's out for the year. So I'm going to go with Nick Bosa. I think that, for the 49ers, I mean, dude, they lost so many first-string players. I mean, they lost their 2 starting defensive ends in Solomon Hill and Nick Bosa. So, obviously I think Nick Bosa is the pinpoint of their injury list. But I think as a whole with the team, they're in a division where every single team besides them is 2-0 right now. They're the reigning NFC champions. They're the reigning division champions. They're losing their quarterback for about 4 weeks. I think Nick Bosa, they heavily rely on their defense winning them games along with their running game. And by losing out on their best pass rusher and arguably their most budding star pass rusher in Solomon Hill, their defense is totally different now. And they lost their 2 top running backs for a certain amount of time. So this team is completely blown up. The only good thing is they got Kittle back. But with Mullins, I mean, it'll be nice for him to kind of have a pacifier in Kittle just to be able to throw to him whenever he needs to. But this 49ers team got real shook up. They're not going to make it out of the NFC West anymore. And I put that a lot on their inability to now rush the passer along with running the ball. So my pick's Nick Bosa, man. They're in a deep hole right now.
I give you that. Like, they're not going to be a playoff contender anymore with no defense because obviously Jimmy G ain't the real deal. But I'm going to go personal, man. Christian McCaffrey. Do you know why? Because I had him on my fantasy football team. That's why. I had Christian McCaffrey as the #1 overall pick. PPR league, half-point PPR, so he's even more valuable. And obviously, this dude's entire offense, man. Teddy Bridgewater, he little dinking and dunking. That guy had no arm, man. That guy is the definition of average, man. He may even be below average, Teddy Bridgewater.
He's probably average.
And without Christian McCaffrey as their workhorse, they might lose every game. Like, legit, in the next 3, they might go 0-5 to start out this year, right?
Yeah.
If they go 0-5, I don't think they're going to try the rest of the year, or they're not going to have incentive to try. Christian McCaffrey might rest even more, and they might lose even more games. And I think they're going to be tanking for Tua, man. They're not tanking for Tua, tanking for Trevor, man. Tanking for Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, man. One of those quarterbacks.
I agree. They need to get DJ Moore a legit quarterback because he's a stud wide receiver. I mean, he's putting up 8 for 120 with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Come on, man. This guy, if he was playing with Trevor Lawrence, dropping him dimes down the sideline, he would be a fantasy stud more so than he already is right now. I agree, Zoo. I'm glad I'm playing you this week in fantasy football, man. You're about to catch that L. You're about to catch that L. I know you snuck one by me with Kamara last week in a different league, but this one's different. But yeah, dude, CMC going out is huge. More so, in my opinion,
Panthers, are you gonna watch the Panthers? I'm not gonna watch them anymore.
No, I mean, I have red zone.
I'm
gonna have red zone on, so they might have one highlight per half. To be honest, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be doing much. But I mean, dude, McCaffrey going out. Once again for the Panthers, this may be a blessing in disguise when it comes to kind of their semi-rebuild.
Dude, yeah, if I was the Giants or the Panthers right now, just rest the season, man. Try to get one of these 2 elite quarterbacks, man. 2 elite quarterbacks. Because if you don't have a quarterback, you're irrelevant. So you might as well rest the year, build up your other positions, and try to develop your players and get a stud to take over. Because I'm sorry, Teddy Bridgewater and Daniel Jones ain't gonna win no championships.
But Daniel Jones, I'd say I would give him a better upside than Teddy Bridgewater. So for me, the Giants need to bolster their O-line, man. If they could draft a stud. That's fine, but I don't know if I would just
draft
disregard
a QB and trade Daniel Jones for whatever you can get for Daniel Jones.
Really?
Yes.
I would trade him to get another first-round pick if you could get that, pairing him with something else, right? And try and draft, like you said, either a QB if you're going to 100% start over at that position as the Giants. Take Lawrence, whatever. And then if you get another second or first round pick, you got to bolster that O-line, man. Saquon can not just be making all these cuts all the time to get around his O-line. He
got hit before he crossed the line of scrimmage, man. It was bad, man.
Yeah. So they need, and to the point, Daniel Jones isn't getting any time in the pocket. So my point is that if they bolster the O-line, I think that'll really help them, offensively, obviously, just giving him more time. we saw he had decent time against the Steelers, and he was popping off. He actually played pretty well. Darius Slayton, my fantasy sleeper pick, dropping for two tutties. Two tutties. I played him in 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, or 97 or something like that. But I think that I agree with you, Zoo. The 2 running backs are definitely the most pivotal, but I don't think that for those teams it's that detrimental to their seasons because I didn't see them going that far in the first place. Whereas the Niners, they had a legit shot to come back and rival in that division that's arguably the most stacked in the league. From what we've seen in the first 2 weeks.
Seattle?
Russell is a bad man. He's the new bad man.
He's completing 80% of his passes right now.
Crazy.
80%.
Fantasy quarterback.
How do you complete 80% of your passes, man? Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, man, that team is loaded on offense.
Unless you're Tom Brady just throwing checkdowns all game. I don't think anybody's going to get 80%.
Tom Brady looks bad. He looks bad.
All right. Well, he's in a totally new offense with
what's with all the picks, man? I trusted Tom Brady this year. He was one of the 2 QBs I like this year. He looked awful, man.
Mahomes almost choked that game last week against the Chargers and Justin Herbert.
Harrison Butker, 50-yard kick, man.
Yeah,
that's what he does, man.
He's on my team. But, dude, horrible week just for fantasy football. I feel like I had to move my lineups in my league multiple times. I had to drop Cortland Sutton about a half hour ago.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sad.
Gone, man.
I'm mad. I didn't even realize he tore his ACL. I knew he had, somewhat of an injury, but then losing, another big one is Drew Lock and Cortland Sutton. The Broncos.
Yeah, they signed him Blake Bortles.
What'd you say?
Blake Bortles, they signed him.
Yeah, I saw that. He's gonna try and bring him back to the AFC Championship game like he did the Jaguars, but no shot. They have a lot of injuries with Lindsey and now Sutton and Drew Lock. They had and Von Miller, obviously. So if everybody was healthy on that team, I think it would have been a fun team to watch, especially going against the Chiefs and Raiders twice a year. But the fact that that McCaffrey on the Panthers has to go up against or the fact that the Panthers have to go up against the Saints, Falcons, and the Bucks twice a year without McCaffrey. Oh my goodness, man!
Sweat, man! Oh my goodness.
0 for 6, 0 for 6, man. Jason Tatum style. And,
no, that hurts.
Oh man! Yeah. Tatum will show up. He'll redeem himself.
We'll see. But yeah, rough week for the NFL.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I think when we reconvene, we'll have some clear-cut picks and see who's right and wrong on the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. Hopefully, it'll be less of an injury-free week with the NFL, so we can get these fantasy going. And like always, you guys should subscribe to our YouTube channel. We go live every Thursday night, 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock. It's probably going to be 8:30 more because of football and a bunch of games coming on. So that's usually going to be time we're probably going to stick to. Make sure you also go to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, whatever you listen to. And make sure that next week we get more Bullheaded episodes. We will make sure we get more Bullheaded episodes for you guys. So until next time, this is Sean, P. Bush, and Zoo. We're signing out.